music.
Yeah.
That song, I'll Begin Again, which you joined with MacArthur Park, what made you do that?
At that stage, I think songs like that talks of restructure, rebuilding, restarting again, was quite a turn on.
Where did you find this album? It was Sammy Davis.
Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah.
Live at the Copa.
Right.
Live at the Copa, yeah. That,
and you picked that thing.
Yes, just that particular song because...
I'll begin again,
yeah,
and I will build my life.
I've forgotten the lyrics, but
I
know
love
that...
to know that I fulfilled my life.
Yeah.
And
when I heard him sing it on record, 33, the old 33,
yeah.
I was listening to what he was saying, and it was so applicable to many of our lives, you know. Especially if you were a singer, it would be. It's a pertinent song to sing if you come out of a struggle or the struggle. You know, it says a lot when you stand on stage and people understand what you're saying. They would understand that this is just not a pop song. This is a song with essence. And those are the type of songs that I used to love singing. Seeing that you remembered that particular song, it was messages. I love the word message.
There was also the article we read in the Rhodesian Times that you talk with, you talk with your hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? Is this part of your
yes, I think that
style of singing where you use the mic as a not as vocalists do, but you play with it and
look. We as performers, you should know that, don't have much to work with. You work in front of 50 people. You work in front of 5,000 people. Occasions when I work in front of 75,000 people. You don't have much to trade with. The voice isn't enough unless your name is Pavarotti or you are Barbra Streisand or the likes of Celine Dion. People who don't have to move and do anything except sing. But then when you look at Celine Dion, this lady moves, and Barbra Streisand, those are divas, you know, real divas. I'm not talking about these fools who call themselves divas. Those are divas. Celine Dion, Barbra Streisand. And that's the highest echelon we're looking at now. But using your hands, using the microphone, using anything that is available to you to express a view, you can say so much, but you can show. Visual is when people are sitting there watching, they are visually encompassing you. The audio is there, you know what I mean, but they look at you, you're in a box, pal, behind a glass screen, and they can see every damn thing that you're doing. And you can't stand and sing, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, it looks like nothing. But when you say, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, Mr. President, it means something. You know what I mean? It can either sound like shit, but if it looks like something, then it's great. So it is just things that is available to you. Sometimes a lot of our artists used to wear these big stones in their bow ties, you know, huge cufflinks, rings. God, they sleep with their hands in safe. When they come out there, they're sparkling because they're trying to make everything work. Like a friend of mine, the fly broke. He made that work. It was getting down to the bottom now. But it's true. If you have, how does one say now? Technique, sound technique, stagecraft, personality. What do they call it? audience participation. These are the things that help your singing career.
Because when I remember sitting at the back of the hall in, I say Rhodesia because that's what it was.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
It still is now, just in another way.
Yeah. I watched your performance and you hardly moved from a stationary microphone.
Yes. Yes.
Which because I moved, I used the stage.
Yeah, but
it was a different act.
Tom Jones.
Yes, and doing all this false splits and this kind of thing. Direct contrast to your performance, and I stood there watching. And I said, "How does he hold?" And he's put two songs together, which is like 6 minutes of song.
Yeah.
How does he keep an audience who's seated? Interested in this thing, just standing in front of a mic and just singing.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and it was interesting. And I tried to work it out, because I was all over the place, moving, and eyes were following me like this.
Yeah, but you had your thing. You sing.
And it was interesting.
Yeah.
And I was trying to decipher it as the other act, looking at a pal.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure. But
and
like
you can't write it down and say.
No. I know it happens.
Yeah,
it happens.
You
like
were doing it.
Happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Choice of clothes.
Yeah. Ooh, I love clothes.
Where did you? You're a clothes horse.
Yes, I'm a clothes horse. Definitely.
So
I learned this at a very, very early age. When I was 14 years old, I was with a group called the Rocketeens. If you go back a little bit, then you know there was a vocal group called the Rockets.
Yes.
Who had hits in South Africa. They, in fact, were one of the only vocal groups that came onto Springbok Radio. With Enchantment, remember? For you are enchantment.
Yeah.
In 1652 on a windy day, South Africa, that's the Rockets. I watched them, and I was 14 years old. They wore white gloves, black tuxedo suits, white shirts, black bows, well groomed. And when they came on stage, they used to put a luminous ultraviolet light on.
Whoa.
And I knew the reason why, and this was from the Golden City Dixies, you know?
Yes.
So it sort of plays down in each act that comes out. And I liked the way they looked. I liked the dress thing. I was just into color. I would buy a red suit. I would buy a green. I would have it made green suit. I would be bombastic color-wise and style-wise. I like the idea of being able to come on stage and the people say, "Oh, he looks good." That's the first thing. Now all you have to do is sing kak or sing good. You know.
And you've got,
you come on. It makes it easier for you people if you are visually looking fine for them.
What made you wear a leather catsuit with a zip all the way down?
Oh yes. What a question. First and foremost, Elvis did that.
Aha!
Okay. the
so he had the
guts
guts to do it first.
He had the guts to do it first. And then he was losing his waist already.
Right.
When I did it, I had a good waist.
You had.
You know, and
you
we
had
were
no
wearing,
waist. It was,
we were wearing high heel shoes, and so the pants had to be longer. Now you look more, you know. And visually, it was good.
Yeah.
Fashion-wise, it was great because it was sort of latest thing. I liked clothes. It was an important part of my act.
Yeah.
Reason why I say this is, I didn't have the voice that I wanted to have in my early life. I wanted to sing like that one, or to sound like that one, or to be as competent as that one.
Like whom, for instance?
For instance, years ago, people like Matt Monro, people like Cliff Richard.
What about Engelbert?
I preferred Jones to Engelbert.
Right.
Because like Jones and Engelbert were two different entities working for the same company. Gordon had control of both of them. But Jones was the live wire.
Yeah.
Engelbert was
the romantic,
the housewife favorite.
But I would have thought that you would have been on.
I became the housewife favorite, but I loved singing for the younger people.
You wanted to emulate the more ballsy Jones.
And I think there was a person inside me screaming for me to sing rock. You know, this person just wanted me to do rock, and from a very when I left London, I was 24 years old. I had made up my mind that Black Velvet, the likes of the Sue and Sonny was with a group called Blue Mink. You remember Blue Mink? Madeline Bell.
Take a pinch of white man.
Yeah, yes. Madeline Bell, she was here a couple of years ago doing something. Sonny and Sue and Sonny, the two Indian sisters, that was also part of that thing, and two other guys. And I saw them perform. And I saw them go from ballad to rock to funk to dance. And I thought, you know, why can't we do it? Why do I have to be labelled a ballad singer? But of course all that changed when I joined Pacific Express, which was also during that time. I felt that to be accepted and successful in this business, you had to be able to do all kinds of stuff. They hire you for a bar mitzvah. They hire you for a corporate party. They hire you to do different kinds of music. You must do Spanish music here. These people like Portuguese stuff. That one's Greek, and you had to adapt, you know. And like the old favorite Peter Dirk says, adapt or die.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to die. I was going to adapt. Yeah.
Right, contemporaries, Jonathan Butler.
Oh yes.
He was in Pacifics with you.
He was Pacific. He was also in the Dixies with me.
Yes.
Jonathan grew up in front of me, and we played together for a long, long time. And then he went on a solo career with the Clive Calder group, CCP Records. And then eventually came back to the Golden City Dixies once again. This is so ironic that so many of us had to come back to the Dixies to stay employed, you know what I'm saying?
Talking about the Dixies, particular about a certain gentleman who used to run the Dixies, Fred Langford.
Oh yes, Fred Langford was the advance agent, like we knew him as an advance agent, while Morris Smith was the big boy, and at one stage Douglas Doole, the lawyer, was the other big boy, and Douglas's favorite saying was, "My name is Doole, rhymes with fool." That's where the similarity ends, which puts you in your place.
Tell me about Fred.
Fred was a taskmaster, first and foremost.
6 foot tall.
6 foot tall. 6 foot tall. 6 foot. A 6 foot tall.
That slipped out.
Ex-boxer, yes, it did. At 6 foot, I don't think I could slip out. Anyway. Langford was a boxer, an ex-light heavyweight boxer. He was an Natal champion boxer, and at sometimes during the period that he was the boss of the Dixies, which he became after they lost money, and he took it over, and he made a success of it for a while. But Fred Langford was a guy who, although he depended on the likes of us to keep his mouth open, he was a very cruel man. He was a bully. He was a bad man. He was a bad guy. He was almost
going for 10 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I gotta get to the studio.
Okay.
He was a bad man in this way, that he thought that he could do with me and with other artists what he wanted to, because he was in control of passports and and venues and places to play in, you see. So